Brothers, today's gospel shows us the danger of only going skin deep, of clinging to our own sense of righteousness, of judging a book by its cover. It reminds me of something I saw during my volunteer year at Mercy Hospital. A man came in from a halfway house, half dead. His oxygen levels were 53% and he quickly passed out. The doctors there injected him with Narcan and epinephrine, EpiPens, like people have for allergic reactions. They used so many that we nearly ran out in the department, but they didn't do anything for him. They put him on a ventilator just to keep him alive long enough so that his family could come in and say goodbye to him. After about an hour, most of the family had arrived. I remember our chaplain, a rabbi, was praying for him, and the family was there. And then his son came in, after having no change in his condition. His son was a 30-year-old man, big, dangerous looking. He had a tattoo on his arm that said thug, and 3 dots, which is the universal symbol for a gang member. I remember he looked at us and he said, "He's all right." And, we kind of thought for a second, like, okay, he's in shock. He's like, nah, he's faking. He's all right. And he grabbed his dad in a big hug. And Dad was limp and the mask was pumping air into his lungs. And as he gave him this big shaking hug, he said, "I love you, Dad, but I gotta go." So he walked out and left the hospital, and that was it. Within minutes, that man was awake. He was off the ventilator, a little groggy, but then the next morning I saw him on another floor of the hospital as if nothing had ever happened to him. The doctor was actually upset. She said, "I guess all he needed was a hug." And I get it, because that thug was supposed to be the bad guy. And his drug-addicted father was supposed to die from his vices. But the truth is that thug was full of more faith, hope, and love than I was. In the Judeans of today's gospel, and in their hearts and in their actions, they're interrogating Jesus. And this isn't the first time. In the NOAB, it doesn't just say they picked up stones to stone him. It says they picked up stones to stone him again. This is a series of indictments of Jesus. Every time he comes to the temple, time and time again, they have some new problem, some new issue to pick with him about the way he's doing things and who he really is. Each time he comes back with having done a new sign, and it forms this sense of a trial where the Judeans are the prosecution and John the Baptist is a witness for the defense, and Jesus' signs are the evidence, but he never testifies on his own behalf. The Judeans, the prosecutors, ignore his signs. They dismiss his evidence. Just before today's gospel, Jesus heals a man born blind. They ignore it. They choose to be blind. In the next chapter, he raises Lazarus from the dead. And again, they ignore it, and they choose to be dead. They reject the Savior that didn't come the way they wanted, even when he risks his life time and time again to give them a chance to be convinced. Next Friday we will see they don't want this Savior. They want Barabbas. Barabbas' first name was Jesus. They want a Jesus who fits their image, likes what they like, and doesn't get in the way. As we begin this final week before Good Friday, I invite us to examine our consciences. When have we failed to accept God as he really is? When have we let our relationship with God become merely superficial? When have we failed to accept the hand that he has dealt us, to embrace the life he has called us to see his goodness in this time of illness, to trust that He is with us in all of our trials? When have we labeled our brothers and failed to see that they are sons of God? When have we turned on those who challenge us? And when have we failed to give up our comfort and security in order to do the right thing?
Amen.